Hey viewers, my name's Cara. My pronouns are they, them, and she, her. I have a few topics that I want to touch on in this video this month. This is June of 2023, so I wanted to get my monthly video done here before I am going to be away doing some other things for a little while. So that's one of the things I want to tell you about in this video is what I've got planned for the next month or so that will affect how content does or does not happen or where that content can be found in the meantime. I also have a topic that is directly related to Pride Month or LGBTQ plus History Month, which is June in several countries, but not all around the world. And I also want to give sort of a teaser for a new thing, new-ish thing that I want to restart after I get done with some of the stuff I'll be doing over the next month. So I'm going to tell you about that as well. So let's start with the Pride Month related topic. I did introduce this video adding in my pronouns to my name. My pronouns are in the description of my videos. They're in my bios everywhere that I have a bio on the internet, like the bio on my Instagram profile, etc. So it's there for people who are looking for it, want to get those things correct. For me, it is available. But I want to talk a bit about why my pronouns are written the way that they are, and because it's something that people do differently and it means a different thing to each person, why they do it the way that they do. So I want to talk about why my pronouns are listed as they/she, just so you all know what it means to me and what I'm thinking when I say that. So I specifically put they before she because I really want you to use they, them. We could end this conversation right there, but I want to explain more about, like, okay, well, in that case, why is she still in my pronouns at the moment? For me at this time, and this is totally subject to change always as I continue to learn about myself and learn about other terms and the expansiveness of different things and how I feel that I relate to them. I still have she as a secondary pronoun when I list them because I am aware that when I'm out and about in the world, people look at me, they see my feminine presentation, and they immediately jump to she, her. So if I'm out in a public situation and somebody who doesn't know me refers to me as she or her, like in passing, I don't feel that it is too separate from me at this point to correct them, especially if it's a stranger, somebody just totally in passing. I don't think I'm going to run into them again. So I don't correct people when it's something like that. Now, of course, there is an argument to be made that if I did, that would help representation, which is true. And for me, it depends on the context of the situation that I'm in. Like if I'm at a witchcraft workshop at a place that is an inclusive space and like that is part of the vibe there, I might go ahead and tell someone, actually my pronouns are they, them, but it depends on the situation for me. I also have this patch on the bag that I carry, and it has a rainbow strap on it. So I do wear a they, them patch. So this is also something that is like there and visible with me when I am out and about, just as a side note. I may not say it out loud, but I am wearing it. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with that. But I put they first because if you are somebody who knows me or knows me through my content, so you're a viewer of my videos, if this is not your first time watching my videos, for example, if somebody sees a video for the first time and they immediately assume she, her, I know that that is a potentiality with most people. But if you're somebody who is being intentional about using people's pronouns, use they, them for me. I would really love and appreciate that. So it's not something where, like, I don't feel like you have to use both. I don't list them both because I want you using both. It's more just like if somebody happens to call me she, her, not really knowing me, I don't feel disempowered by that. I don't disidentify with it, but it doesn't feel like my whole self. Now, there's also been instances in the past where somebody has referred to me as he, him, and in the moment, it's usually that person misspeaking, like they didn't mean to refer to me as he, him. For example, my grandmother sometimes would like call us the wrong names or use different pronouns. And so at times in the past when somebody has referred to me as he, him, it doesn't bother me either. Like, it doesn't feel wrong to me. So that's another aspect of like, I just like they, them, because it's not binary. So that's where I am with that. Like, if somebody does refer to me as he, I'm also not mad about it. Like, in that way of like when my grandma would say it and my cousins would like correct her that she had used the wrong pronoun for me, I was like, you don't need to correct grandma. Like, I don't mind being referred to as he, him. But again, it's not what feels the most representative of myself at this time. Similarly, she, her doesn't feel not like me, but it also doesn't feel fully like me. So that's why I have it listed that way. People who know me, people who have gotten to know me over a period of time, go ahead and use they, them. So that's why mine are written like that, and I have they before she. Now, I might just decide eventually to remove the she and just put they, them. But for now, I list both, and I just wanted to explain why I list both and why I do it in that order. And it'll be different for each person. So, I mean, I don't know that everybody who lists them in a certain order also means that they want the first one first. You'll have to ask each person. But that is, for me, why I've chosen to write them the way that I do. So there's that. This recently came up. I wanted to bring this up because, yeah, it's been in my description for a while, but I haven't been in the habit of saying it in the videos, and I want to get in the habit of saying it in the videos. I might, in future videos, I might just say they, them, because in this audience, in this space, you know me, and I'm bringing you into that. That this channel is a place where I get to express myself, and so I might actually decide in future videos for simplicity that I might just say they, them, but I wanted to put this explanation here on the channel as a reference point, because for all of the time that I've been listing my pronouns over the recent past, it has said they/she, and that is what has been in my descriptions. So that information is there. And recently, some people have been noticing that that information is there, and so I wanted to bring it up actually in a video and not just in the written descriptions, talk a bit about it, why it's there. Now, for the next month, and I've sort of touched on this, for the next month I'm going to be seeing some more people, seeing some more of my friends, because camp is coming up very soon. So very soon, from the time I'm recording this video, I will be traveling back to the eastern part of the country, to Erie land, the ancestral lands of the Mississauga and Kaskaskia, to visit for a while, and I will be doing witchy things for about a month. So I recently found out that, because I have a new laptop now, I recently found out that my editing software can only be installed on one device at a time. And it said that it could be used on multiple devices, so I thought that it would be fine to like put it on my other laptop, but still have it on my original laptop. And apparently I can do that, but it can only be actively running on one at a time. So my idea where I was going to like have both laptops and then I could like be working on one, and as one project is rendering I could go to the other and edit another project. Apparently that's not possible. I am not allowed to have it actively running on two devices at the same time, which is no fun. But anyway, so I'm gonna have to deactivate it on one device and activate it on the other laptop that I'm actually bringing with me on this trip, because I'm not bringing both laptops. One of them is heavier than the other, so I'm bringing the lighter one. But I'm also looking ahead to see in this next week or so, how much can I get done so that I don't have to worry about doing it over the next month. So if I can get some things edited and scheduled to post in advance so that I don't have to worry about bringing my editing software or doing any of that while I'm out of town, because I might be quite busy, then that'll be great. But just wanted to give a heads up that over the next 4 weeks or so from the time that you're seeing this, let's say 5 weeks just to be safe because time. Over the next little over a month, the video content might be a little different, I don't know when it's going to get posted next month, if anything, because I don't yet know how I'm going to work with bringing my editing software or not. Like, if I don't have to switch it to the other device, I might just not. If I do upload anything while I'm away, I might just do a direct upload with no editing, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm not necessarily saying there won't be video content. I just don't know right now whether it's going to be edited content. I have a lot of projects that I need to edit that need to get posted, or if it'll just stick to non-edited or what. So just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm going to be out of town for a while doing magical things, and it's going to take a lot of time and energy and love and devotion and dedication and community cooperation, and I'm really excited. And I've been working on these things for months now, working with community members to plan some things. We've got a bunch of lovely rituals planned, community togetherness, like, yes. So you can always, of course, be following me on Patreon to make sure that you are notified about anything that I do post. You can support the Patreon and actually like pledge and be one of my supporters there. But you can also just make a Patreon account and follow me, and you will just get notifications of any public posts that I share. So that'll also be like a different way of getting notified about public channel videos, because I always post those on my Patreon. So you'll get to see them there. You'll also get to see any text posts that I add to the descriptions of my videos on Patreon, because there's like the YouTube video description, but then I also tend to write a little bit about them in the post on Patreon, and if I have other things to update about at the same time, I'll like add some paragraphs right there in the same thing instead of making a separate post. So if you want to keep up with other things that I might be letting public audience know about, but it's just on Patreon, that's the way to do it. And then of course you're already there when you're ready to support my work and pledge right there on Patreon. There's also going to be some changes with that. I'm still working on figuring things out, but one of the other very exciting things that I wanted to mention here is bringing back or starting to work more on some things that I have done in the past, but also a newer thing. So I've offered online readings in the past, tarot, oracle, card, etc. And I put it on pause when I came out here to O'odhamland, to the desert, because I am dealing with a different schedule and a different everything. Everything is different. So I put all of that on pause because I didn't know when I was going to be able to offer things. I'm in a different time zone than I was, like all kinds of different considerations. So now, obviously, for the next month or so, I'm going to be out of town. I'm not going to be on any sort of regular schedule again. So I don't want to offer any things over the next month or so because, again, I don't know when I'm going to be available for that. It's going to be totally different scheduling. But another thing that I started a while ago, I would really like to focus on when I get back from my travels. So late July or like maybe early August, I want to be back on track with scheduling availability for when you can get readings with me, but also I would really like to focus on the other offering that I introduced last year, and that is live chats. So I love making videos. You know that. I've been making videos for over a decade, like almost 15 years now, which is a really long time in internet terms, right? Like, the internet changes so quickly, and I've been on this platform for over a decade. That's ancient in internet terms. So, you know, I love that. I love talking about primarily paganism and witchcraft, but also I used to talk about community theater and Unitarian Universalism and all of these other things that are part of me. And and I sometimes talk about sexuality related things and gender expression related things, being a queer femme witch. And I talk about, all things elsewise that are related to me and my personal interests. Love doing that. Love the video format. But videos are a mostly one-way medium, right? Like, yeah, there's a comment section, and some of you have channels of your own, and so I've gotten to know you differently. On the Patreon, we have community there where people can chat and I can get to know people a little bit more. But still, those are all places, the comment section here, the comment section there, those are places that are primarily about whatever content I am putting forward. So these chats, like the live chats, are an opportunity for a more direct one-on-one conversation so that I can hear a bit about where you are and what your distinct interests are and what draws you to my content and to this channel. There might be people who get a lot out of the content that I make because maybe your path feels very similar to mine. That's awesome. A lot of people, of course, get something out of content that has nothing directly to do with their path, but maybe you can apply whatever I'm talking about to your path. That's great. This is an opportunity, however, for people to, again, speak with me personally, one-on-one. It's a chance to really focus on your path and get some of my advice, my input, whatever it is, on what you've got going on, your goals, your questions, your interests. So it's an opportunity to get more personalized support and guidance for your path as opposed to happening to get something out of whatever I decide to post. So there are a lot of things that these chats could cover too. Like this, pretty much I've been summarizing it as anything that you might like send me a direct message about could be in a chat. We can talk about witchcraft, we can talk about paganism, you can ask me for book recommendations for whatever area you're wanting to study. You can ask me for advice about doing a certain type of spell, anything like that that you know is already in my wheelhouse and you just want more personalized support in that, you can ask me about. But we can also talk about things like YouTube content creation. I've been doing this for over a decade. I've seen the platform change. I have given some general advice in the past for people who are like, I want to start doing a channel, I want to be a vlogger, whatever, but I don't know what to use, how to do it, best practices, things like that. So that's definitely something people have asked me about in the past. That could be something that these chats are used for. We could also talk about things that, like I mentioned, I used to do more videos on, but maybe I don't anymore, and you still really want to hear about that stuff. So theater skills and how it applies to ritual, if you are a practicing witch, pagan, ritualist, whatever. There are lots of theater and acting games and skills and exercises that people use when teaching and facilitating magic related classes, workshops, etc. So that might be something that people are interested in learning more about. There are some people who in the past few years have reached out to me for tips, tricks, advice on creating local community, because that is something that I've done in the past few years because I wanted more community, and now I have an active community, and it didn't actually take that long in the grand scheme of things. So I have already spoken with multiple people within my tradition from different areas of the country who were looking to start up community in their area. One of them, right around the same time that I was getting mine started in Ohio, reached out from another state, and they had their community active even before mine did, just following the same tips that I gave them for well, this is how I did it, it worked for me, maybe it can also work for you. They did the same thing, and they had an active community going before I even did. So yeah. So that's already something that I've helped people with. If that's something that you're interested in, we can chat about that. Some people also just ask me more about reclaiming tradition. I've done some videos about it, of course, but again, there might be things that I didn't cover in a video, or just questions that you specifically have that I haven't talked about, that you haven't found the answers to. I can help you find resources for things. In general, if you're just like, hey, I want some personalized help finding resources about this thing, you can let me know that, and I can help you research it right there. There have been lots of times where people have said, I can't find any information about this online. I've tried and nothing is coming up. and I put in a couple search terms and boom, there's the information they wanted. So not everybody knows how to effectively search for things. That's something that I can help you with. In the past, there were also some people who asked me about working with Unitarian Universalist churches as a pagan, as a witch. So that's totally something that we can do in a chat. But also, just if you've been reading a witchy book and you want to discuss it with me for half an hour, whatever. Even if I haven't read it, you can give me a summary of it, or if you have specific questions about, like, there's a section in this book that says this, what are your thoughts on that? I would love to hear. I really love getting a chance to help people one-on-one, and that is something that, since I'm not currently, like, working in a place where I do that every day in person, this is a way for me to kind of get to do that. So it's kind of like office hours where, like, if you have a question, you can make an appointment, come into my office, talk to me about a thing. I would love to offer some more personalized support. So that's what I'm just calling them chats. It's something that will be available essentially the same way that my readings are, for you to, like, book a time for and things like that. But again, it's not live now, like when you're seeing this video, because I'm going to be out of town for the next month. So I'm going to be getting that started again after the fact. So, like, at the end of July, early August 2023. So I just wanted to put it in this video now because I know not everybody watches these videos right after I post them. I'm the same way. Most of the channels whose videos I watch, I do not watch them the day they came out. Guilty. So I know that's true of my audience too. We typically do not watch things immediately. You might not even be watching this the same week that I posted it. You might be watching it months later. So I just wanted to put it out there now, let you know that is a thing that will be coming again in the future. And there will be some written description of it as well, like on my website. I'm working on a new, like, landing page type situation. Lots of exciting, fun stuff. But so some of that I just said will also be in a written description, so you'll be able to just read it there. You won't have to have listened to this whole video. But for those who did, now you know. Now you can look forward to that. So I will see you on this channel next in several weeks. I don't know exactly when, but thank you so much for being here. And like I said, links in the description to Patreon if you're interested in following me there or supporting. That would be great. That is one of the main ways that I am able to live at the moment, and also thanks to my mom. Thank you, Mom. So yeah, I'm really excited about a lot of things that I have going on. You know what? Tell me in the comments something that you're really excited about right now as well. Obviously, because it'll be in a public comment, you might not want it to be too private or personal, but, like, in a general sense, tell me something you're excited about coming up pretty soon. Maybe you've got summer plans, maybe you have a birthday coming up, maybe you just had an amazing breakthrough in your spiritual practice, whatever it is. Tell me something that you're currently excited about in the comments. But thank you very much for watching and or listening to this video. I will see you next time, and until then, don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.